Welcome. Welcome, family and friends. Today we are gathered in this beautiful setting and in the presence of God and all of his magnificence to both stand witness to and to much more importantly with this group, to celebrate the marriage of Bobby and Kennedy. It's wonderful to have you all here today. It's amazing. It's wonderful because today we are all now family, a family with one purpose, and that's just to nurture, to encourage, and to support this union for the rest of our lives. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
Her mother and I. You got this.
Got this. All right. You got this.
You may all be seated. Bobby and Kennedy, your relationship has been around for a few years. I remember actually you bringing him to Don Jose's for the first time and meeting him. It's called Rodrigo's now. You guys say it's the same. It's not. From high school sweethearts to Ruby's on the beach to moving to Colorado together and all the adventures along the way, it's all led to today. So today marks not the start of your relationship, but just the next chapter. You'll find that as time passes, you'll have a lot of different chapters in your life. Some will be thrilling, some a bit arduous, some may even be cliffhangers. Tune in next week to see how they're going to get out of this one. But I promise you this, they will all be the best chapters because you'll be together doing it together as one. So through all the changes and all the growth that you've experienced and the commitment that you've shown to one another, when I asked you to choose a passage from the Bible for reading today, it didn't really surprise me that you chose from Ruth. But before I get to the reading, settle, figure out what was going on. So the book of Ruth starts with, there's a man and his wife, Elimelech and Naomi. They live in Bethlehem, Judah, and at the time there's a bit of a famine. They decide to sojourn to Moab, to temporarily move there during the famine, and they take along their 2 sons. After they arrive in Moab, unfortunately something happens to the father, Elimelech, and he dies. As the sons grow and they become men, they each take a wife as well. And unfortunately, something happens to each of the sons, and they also die. Sorry, folks, it's Old Testament. I'm making a joke. So by this time, Naomi has decided that she's going to return back to her homeland. The famine is over, and having no husband and no sons, she won't have an income for the rest of her life. She'll have to rely on the kindness of others. So she's going to have a very difficult life. And as she goes to leave, her 2 daughter-in-laws, they begin to follow her. And she says to them, "You've been a blessing to me. Return to your mother's homes, and may the Lord bless you as you have blessed me, and may you live a peaceful life." She releases them from the hard life that she's going to. And one of the daughters turns to leave, but the other, Ruth, she cleaves to her. And this from the book of Ruth. "Entreat me not to leave you or turn my back from following you. For wherever you go, I will go. And wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me and more, if anything but death parts you and me." That's love. That's commitment. And so while the story of Ruth is not specifically about a marriage, marriage does demand the same. It demands the same love and the same commitment that Ruth had for Naomi. So we have to ask ourselves, how do we get there? In a little bit, you two will be exchanging rings. And at that point in the ceremony, there's usually talk of, how wedding bands are a perfect circle with no beginning and no end. And that's true, but that's not how they started. First, they had to find the resources. They had to dig. They had to be mined. The metals had to be liquefied and forged, heat and pressure, and then cooled and painstakingly polished, making something beautiful and perfect from raw materials. Young love can be the same way. Two people come together as a couple, there's heat and passion, and as it cools, we discover that, hey, we can make something of this. So we polish it and we work on it. It comes from humble beginnings made by imperfect beings. It's a process of working and reworking to make something beautiful and perfect where once there was nothing. So now we get to the words that you both want to hear the most today, the ones that take you across the threshold from being engaged to being married. But before we get there, I want to hear you confirm that it is your intention to be married today. Bobby, do you come here freely and without reservation to give yourself to Kennedi in marriage? If so, answer, I do.
I do.
Kennedi, do you come here freely and without reservation and give yourself to Bobby in marriage? If so, answer, I do.
I do.
Bobby, Kennedi, having heard that it is your intention to be married to each other, I will now ask you to declare your marriage vows that you have written yourselves. Please face each other and hold hands and recite your vows. You're first.
You can hold one hand. Kennedi, I know this has been a long time coming, but thank you for waiting patiently by my side for this day to come. I can't tell you how happy I am and how lucky I feel to be standing here about to start our next chapter. I really appreciate having you in my life over the years. We both have grown a lot together, and I'm truly blessed to know that I'm the man I am today because of you. I vow to love you forever, no matter what life throws at us. Next page. I vow to put you and our family first, and to keep you safe, keep you happy, and strive to be the best version of myself for you. I know that we have a beautiful future ahead of us because we'll have each other through everything. Oh.
Bobby, from our first date, I knew you were the one I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. I promise to trust you and respect you as your own person. To realize that your interests, needs, and desires are no less important than my own, I promise to never give up on you. I promise to be your best friend, support you, and accept you for who you are unconditionally. I promise to love you in good times and in bad. And lastly, to never forget your crispy jalapenos at the grocery store.
Perfect. The exchange of rings is a physical expression of the commitment that you are making to one another today. The rings themselves will be a reminder to each other and an outward display to all others of the lifelong commitment and abiding love which you as husband and wife have promised to one another. Bobby, please take the ring. Please place the ring on Kennedi's finger and repeat after me. This ring I give to you
This ring I give to you
as my pledge and as a sign
as my pledge and as a sign
of my love and devotion.
of my love and devotion.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
Kennedi. Place a ring on Bobby's finger and repeat after me. This ring I give to you
This ring I give to you
as my pledge and as a sign
as a pledge and as a sign
of my love and devotion.
as my love and devotion.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I do wed.
Bobby and Kennedi, you have come here today of your own free will and the presence of family and friends. You have declared your love and commitment to each other. You have given and received a ring as a symbol of your promises. By the power of your love and the commitment to each other, and by the power invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. It is my honor to introduce you to as Mr. and Mrs. Clark. You make sure your first kiss is husband and wife.
Yeah! Woo!
Oh my god.
I think we're going this way.
My old sweatshirt never fit so high. Dancing around to the radio.
Holy shit. We did it.
Oh my god.
We did it!
Family, please stay for portraits.
Oh,
All
man.
others, please make your way to the party down here and get it started for us.
Oh my god, you look so beautiful.